Hello, my dear. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Well, I got something to say, but she keeps saying, I know you miss me. 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 Let's get that out. Whoa. I just like to remind you this is not an exact science. So, got to stretch it outside the box a little bit. And if something doesn't make sense now, just keep it in mind. It will later. You'll either, excuse me, see it later, remember it later, or somebody else will validate it for you later and go, I know what she's talking about. Cannot promise she's going to answer all these questions. I like for people to send in what they really want to know, but I can't. It's up to her. She's going to tell us what you need to know, maybe not what you want to know. It's her show. But, and I also want to explain real quick, I do not do the same person like as quick as you sent this in. That's why I pushed it off a little bit. For one thing, I feel like it's taking advantage of somebody's pain. I do not do that to make money. And the readings just don't work that well if you do them too terribly close together. So you need to space them at least a month, preferably a little more. So it's something that I needed to do to make the reading better. So keep that in mind. Wasn't that I was ignoring you. It just works better that way. And I will never take advantage of somebody's pain. Some mediums get accused of that. Maybe some of them do it. I'm sure they probably do. There's bad mediums out there, just like there's bad people everywhere. So, she's still going, I know you miss me. I know you miss me. She just keeps saying it. Okay. Hang on. All right. She says as far as you moving up north, she says, yes, but she's also saying you've got to go with your gut because it's not about her decision. It's about what's best for you now. She will go with you no matter where you go. She will be there. So that doesn't matter. But if that's what you feel in your gut is going to bring you more peace, you have to trust that. She said you have to rely on that. It will all work out no matter where you go. But what do you feel in your gut? Is that going to bring you peace? But she still says yes. New air. You can breathe. Somebody's going to fight to stay where you're at, though. So I'm feeling like maybe your daughter maybe won't want to. I don't know how old she is. The younger they are, the more that they see spirit. Young children and animals see them and hear them, no problem. It's just when we get a little bit older and we know that society's going to go, you're crazy. You think we see dead people, or if you have an imaginary friend. So she either has or she's going to see her mom. She's showing in the bedroom. She's laying in bed, and she's going to look up and see her standing there. She's showing across the room, doesn't really matter. And she's going to bury her head and think she's making it up, imagining it. It might scare her a little bit. Like I said, I don't know how old she is. And I don't like any information, ahead of time. So let her come through and show it however she wants. It's her show. So she might shut her out because she'll be scared of it. And that's perfectly normal. And I don't know how long she's been gone, but when you're in really, really deep grief, it's really hard for them to get through that wall that you've kind of closed off. Makes no sense to me because that's when you really want to hear from them. That's when you really need to hear from them. And yet it seems to work the opposite way. I have no control over that. Okay, she's holding up. It's a sweet smell of a flower. And she's holding up like this stick that has these little yellow flowers on it. I don't know what they are. It looks kind of like forsythia, but they only bloom in the spring. So I don't know if these were blooming when she left, and I don't know if you know what a forsythia bush is, and I'm not exactly sure that's the flower, but that's what it looks like. And usually it's a big bush, and it kind of hangs over, and they get all woolly and everything, and they're usually covered. And I haven't seen any for a long time, come to think of it. I live in Kansas. And they're just covered with these little yellow dainty flowers all over the stems. It's kind of like a little weeping willow thing, or that just hangs. Anyway, so I don't, or maybe there was some in the flower arrangement, or somebody has brought her some since she passed. I don't really know why she's showing it, but she's holding it up there. Know that even if somebody says forsythia, even if it's not the right flower, or you see this like you're walking through the store and actually I see a sprig in my flower arrangement that looks kind of like it. I'm not going to go get it. Anyway, if you're walking through the store and you kind of feel your head pulled and there happens to be a picture of this, like a stem with a bunch of little yellow flowers on it, or you happen to walk by and there's an actual flower there or a flower arrangement, like when you walk in Walmart, sometimes they have those bouquets, or at least ours does by the door. Know that that's a sign from her. You could even see it on a television show. You can see it on Facebook. It doesn't matter where you see this sprig, these little yellow flowers. Know that that's a sign from her. Validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her to bring you more signs if you want them. That's your free will choice. She says, I'm going to help guide you. I'm going to help direct you in ways that you won't understand, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. I will help. I will assist. I will nudge. I will put thoughts in your head, different thoughts than you're used to, but I'm not going to make you do something, if that makes sense. It's not my place, it's your path. I will go along with you, but I cannot make your path because it's yours, not mine. I had my path, you have your path. They intermingle, but they're not the same. But I will go with you. Check in with your heart. What does your heart say? You'll feel it. Okay, I'm trying to figure out what she's saying. She's not really coming out saying it, but she's giving me this feeling like, don't make a decision right now. Don't jump the gun. She just said, don't jump the gun. Give it some time. Let the dust settle. Then see what you feel like later. No hurry. She says you need to wait till your brain's not too scrambled. Till your thoughts are more clear. Hallelujah. I don't know what that's about. I don't know what she's singing the song Ding Dong the Witch is Dead, the Witch is Dead, the Wicked Witch, Ding Dong the Wicked Witch is Dead. I think that's from The Wizard of Oz, isn't it? She's not calling herself a witch. I don't know who she's talking about. Why she's singing that song. Okay, now she's saying you and your daughter need to take time for yourself. Now is the time to take time for yourself. Get your head together. Get your heart together. Don't make any sudden judgments. It's not the time to jump. Again, let the dust settle. She's back on that. Now she's showing Riley's path as like going like this, just back and just sideways, just all instead of a straight line. It's just that's probably just because of her leaving. And it's not. She's showing it flat, so it's not like an uphill battle, but it's just not a straight line. But it will be. It's gonna stop doing that. So it's not a real uphill battle, not extreme, because if she showed it uphill, this is the way they show it. In doing that, that is a real big struggle. But this is flat, so it's gonna straighten out. She said it needs time. You have to give it more time. Okay, so I just saw her peek out around the corner. And a lot of times you'll see them in your peripheral vision. Out of the corner of your eye, and you see something. Now that was just her head poking out and going back. You'll see that out of the corner of your eye. And then when you turn your head, you see nothing. You go, oh, that's just my imagination. No, it's not. So they even do it to me, like, I turned my head, there was nobody there. They even do it to me. So, and I can see them. So no, when you see that out of the corner of your eye, that's her. And validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her, and ask her. Invite her in if that's what you want. It's totally up to you. I just heard a creak in my kitchen, like kind of like not really a thump, but not really a creak. I just heard a little thump. No, and that was in my kitchen, where I can't see it, and that's the way it usually happens. It usually happens when you're in the next room. So no, when you hear that, that's her. Again, validate her, acknowledge her, tell her you love her. So she's leaving you signs to let you know she's still there. Closer than you think. Something about your arm. Unless she's talking about my arm. I have a spider bite that I got yesterday. I don't think she's talking. No, she might be talking about my arm. Something about the arm. ARM. Where's the dog? Go check on the dog. Where's the dog? How are you? This is the time for you. You and you alone. Take that alone time. You need it. You're keeping yourself very busy, but you need that sit down alone time with your thoughts to find your peace, to find that love for yourself. It will bring you peace. It will bring you happiness. Find that time just for you. Does she have another daughter? She wants you to reach out to her. Whoever this other girl is, she wants you to actually reach your hand out to her and welcome her because she's in pain too. Let bygones be bygones. And she actually had me relax my shoulders. I didn't realize I was sitting like this. So when you're sitting like that all tensed up, or maybe this is the girl's feelings I'm getting, you need to relax. You need to put your shoulders down, relax a little bit instead of being all. Because actually when you do this, you're blocking her out. It's hard for her to get through that shell. And that's like I said about the deep grief, it's hard for them to get through. And she's actually pushing on my shoulders, making them go down. De-stress. De-stress. And breathe. So yeah, she's coaching me as she's coaching you. There's what we call meditation breath. And it's not sitting there like going, breathe in through the nose. And usually most people say to hold it 2 to 8 seconds. I don't know, whatever you feel like. And then breathe out through the mouth. And if you do that 3 times, really slow, in through the nose, out through the mouth, relax the shoulders, that's going to open you up a little bit more and relax you a little bit more. Oh, she's yelling, breathe. Most people don't realize that this little shallow breathing we do, it's not enough. It's not enough for our body, and it's not enough to relax us. And when you take in deep breath, you help all the cells in your body because they get more oxygen. Usually, She's saying your cells are starving. They're starving for oxygen. Breathe in more. I think she's talking to both of us. She says, fill your lungs up. She says you actually know about things like that. But she's reminding you. This is what's best for your body. Okay, so I don't ever try to creep anybody's Facebook page, and I don't even know if we're friends on Facebook, and I don't creep anybody's page ahead of time because it messes with what little logical mind I have. So I don't know where you live. I live in Kansas. This does not look like Kansas. What she's showing me looks more like I'm looking across a really flat, brown looking area, and I see mountains in the background, like way off in the distance. Looks like mountain range. It looks like there should be cactus there. It doesn't look like sand. So I keep wanting to say Arizona, maybe because I've been to Arizona. I haven't been to very many places. But that type of little sprigs of grass, well, I wouldn't even call it grass. Maybe a cactus here and there. I'm not sure they're cactus, but it's not like all sand, but it's not like green grass. It's not like a field. And it's look kind of brown and dry looking, or maybe that's just the time of the year. But anyway, it's like sprigs of whatever in the mountain range in the background. So don't know what she's showing, so I don't know if she's showing where you live now or where you're thinking about going. I don't know if you guys if you guys had a rabbit, but she's showing a rabbit. It looks like a big rabbit, like a hare, more like a more like a hare than just a regular pet rabbit. And it's bouncing along and it stops and it sits there right in front of me. So I'm assuming that's kind of some kind of clue or some kind of validation. It's her show. She can show whatever she wants. I love you. I haven't told you enough, and I didn't tell you enough. I love you. I won't desert you now. And then she mentions dessert, and then she says desert. Dessert, desert, dessert, like dessert that you eat, but I won't desert you now. So I'm not, she's kind of going with three different things in one word. Or maybe you're sitting there eating a dessert. I mentioned marshmallows. They mentioned marshmallows to this one lady, and as she was sitting there, she was watching the first time she was eating marshmallows. So that could be it. But she also means she's not going to desert you now. She hears you. I promise you. She says you can get rid of that stuff. You can get rid of that stuff now. I don't need it. You might need it, but I don't need it. And it's fine to let that go. That doesn't mean you're letting go of me. I understand that. That does not make me go away if you get rid of it. So as soon as you're ready, you have my permission. You need to get rid of it. she's showing a necklace, and she's just kind of holding this necklace, and it looks like the chain is very, very dainty. And there's just a little bitty something on the end of it. I can't tell if it's a diamond or just some little, it's almost kind of, I don't want to get too close. It's kind of sort of like this, and it's got a real dainty chain, and she's just holding it. So I don't know if this is something you've given her, or maybe something she left with. She wants you to be at peace with yourself. She says her life is very peaceful, very loving. It's all love. There's none of that hate, anger, regret on any. There's none of those negative feelings. It's all love. I'm asking her what she's doing, but they don't normally let me see. They only allow me to go so far. And usually they have to come to me. They don't normally let me go to where they're at. That's not for me to know. They've taken me further a few times, but not usually. That's why they're always walking in towards me. She said again, it's peaceful. She's not going to answer me, like asking her, like, what do you do every day, what are you up to? She said it's all about healing from the things on earth. It's all about cleaning her energy out, getting her vibration higher, getting her soul clean. She said it's almost like a shower, and it's washing all of that crud from down here off. So she's really not showing being with anybody else. So I don't know. They always meet up with other energies that they know from here, that they're familiar with. But she's not really showing anybody. And know that I love you. Let me show you the way. It'll just be in a different way than you're used to. And with that, she's leaving. Yeah, no, she's not going to show anybody else. It's up to her. Okay. Much love you, my dear. Thank you for being patient and understanding that I just needed to move it a little bit. It just works better that way. Rhonda Constant, your favorite hometown medium, physical energy healer, oracle card advisor, paranormal investigator, voice for your loved ones. Thank you for allowing me to be her voice.